The ESF-funded delivery on site at Eden House covers a range of support needs for the women. I think the important aspect of this work is that they're flexible with their delivery. They understand that you don't just need to deliver one type of service to the women. You need a range of tools that you can use to meet the needs of the women and to address their issues. So the courses that are run on site are designed to engage the women, to interest them. The course tutor is excellent at making people feel safe, at building trust, and these are really important areas. For a number of our women, they would be engaged in a lot of different support through the wider Eden House delivery and through other agencies that they work with in the community. So it's important to focus on unmet need and filling the gaps in those needs. So, and this work does that very well through different types of delivery. I want to give an example, a case study as an example. One of our women was referred to Eden House as part of a court order, a female offender specified activity requirement, to attend Eden House for 10 days because she'd committed fraud during a period of employment. She'd committed the fraud, we later found out, as a result of domestic violence because her partner was taking her benefits from her, so she didn't have any money to eat or to buy clothes or to pay her bills. So out of desperation, she began stealing money out of the petty cash tin at work because her partner didn't know that she had that money. So it was just to get by. When she first came to Eden House, she hated being here. She caused a lot of problems. She was quite young, so she was very resistant to support or the idea of support. She worked with this project, the Tribal ESF funded project, for about 6 months, and we worked in partnership with the delivery. We challenged her behaviour if she was aggressive or if she wasn't engaging properly with groups or she was trying to be disruptive. She was also someone who didn't know how to talk appropriately in groups, so the conversations that she'd instigate in groups would range from really inappropriate conversations about what she'd done the night before through to talking very in depth about her health problems. So we did a lot of work challenging the way she engaged and communicated with different people. Over time, she became a client lead, a client volunteer on site through the work with the Tribal ESF provision and the wider support. And she began supporting us to run groups. She became a peer mentor for other clients. She then eventually moved on once she was ready to do so, and she found work with a marketing company where she was given a company car. She disclosed all of her previous offences with them. She was very open with them and they recruited her regardless, and she's still employed with them. She recently sent us a postcard to say that she's pregnant, and we think she's earning more than we do. So she's doing very well for herself and we're really happy for her. But that wouldn't have happened, her success wouldn't have happened if we didn't have the ESF tribal delivery on site because of the added value of what they provide for us. I'd like to use a case study as an example to explain how the ESF tribal funded provision supports the work of Eden House. We had a referral from the courts for a female offender specified activity requirement for a woman to attend our service because of a fraud charge. She committed fraud whilst she was employed. She was taking money from the petty cash tin. We found out after working with her for some time that the fraud was committed because her partner was stealing her money. So she was involved in a domestic violence relationship. There was a lot of other issues that she had as well around family, housing. She had some recreational alcohol use that was problematic, but a lot of it stemmed from the domestic violence in her life. So when she came to our service, she wasn't very happy to be here. She was quite young and she was quite disruptive. The language that she used was inappropriate. She often sat in groups and talked about what she did the night before, which might involve drinking or whatever she was doing with her boyfriend at the time, and it was really inappropriate. So we had to work quite hard with the tribal provision to change the way she engaged with people in groups. It took about 6 months, but over a period of time and after a lot of engagement with work here, she applied to become a client lead on site, which is a client volunteer, and she began supporting us to run the groups on site, and I think she even ran her own groups. She then moved on from the service, having been through a number of programmes and graduated from a driving course that we run. And she went on to apply for a position in a marketing firm. She disclosed her previous offence, which was part of the work that Tribal did with her about disclosure. And she was successful in the application. She's now doing very well. She's got a company car. I think she leads a team. She's earning more than us. And we just got a postcard from her to say that she's pregnant, so she's doing really well.